Well. Welcome back, everybody, to 7 on 7. We are on episode 19 now. Today, I can't even tell you guys, it has probably literally been 6 or 7 years. It's been a long ass time since I've seen this man. Today, I have B-Mac, Brandon McKinney, football player by day, your favorite DJ by night. You know the deal.
Bio, you know what I'm saying?
In the bio, bro. Yeah,
Yes.
man. I'm stoked to have you on. I've had my eyes on you to, have you on the show and etc. So I'm super excited to do this. But for all of, the people who are watching and listening who don't know you, I know we have a lot of mutuals. So, when people see this on Instagram, they're going to be like, no fucking way. But,
right.
For the people who don't know you, kind of give everyone a little synopsis of who you are, what you do, where you grew up, kind of a little background before we dive in, because I got hella questions.
Okay, yeah. So Brandon McKinney, I kind of grew up everywhere around the Orange County area. I started off in La Habra from I was in kindergarten until about 6th grade, and then I made a move over to the city of Orange.
Okay.
And then I stayed there from 7th grade to 8th grade, and I kind of stayed in Orange. I went to Orange Lutheran High School, met you there.
Yes, sir.
Made acquaintances, made friends there, and then I went to University of Washington on a football scholarship.
Yep.
And then I went there for 4 years, and then after that, went to the University of Utah for football. So a lot of football in my background. Played football throughout my whole career, a whole childhood, and that's kind of what I'm known for mainly. But nowadays, I'm starting to be a little bit more comfortable in myself and my own ideas and my interests and my creative just thinking. So I'm just doing a little bit more music stuff, a little bit more DJing, a little bit more producing, just kind of
personal passions,
yeah, and just kind of just living out what I love to do. And right now, I just love making music. I love listening to music and just enjoying life. So
for sure, music is the universal language. It's the one thing that connects everybody across the world, even if you don't speak the language. It's music.
Anywhere you go, you're gonna find a festival. Wherever you go in the world,
something.
People are gonna connect with music and just dance and vibe together. So
that's what it is.
I mean, it's a long synopsis of who I am.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I'm more than just a football player and a DJ or whatever, but I'm just a person who loves to live life.
Yeah, totally. Well, you already said something that I kind of want to ask a question and pick apart. You said, you've basically been a football player your whole life.
Right.
And you played football in high school. I vividly, obviously remember you playing at OLU, and then you went collegiate. Washington Huskies is D1 school. Mm-hmm. They're ballers. Yeah. And then you went to Utah, same thing.
Yeah,
Utah, both of those are incredible schools, incredible football programs, and you got to be a hell of an athlete to even do that. So number one, that's huge props. That's an extreme accomplishment that many don't achieve.
Appreciate it.
Number one. And then, but I like how you said that you've been doing that for so long, and that's not just all who you are. You're starting to now dive into these other things that, you've never really, I guess, been into or had the courage or will to dive into. Right. This whole kind of music, creative, dance music, DJing type thing. Because, how we were talking when you first got here off camera, since high school, I've been into that shit, and I was getting clowned for it. And I just think it's cool that you are opening your doors and opening your horizons.
Yeah. And
I want to ask you a question based off that, because I've always had this opinion, especially when it comes to athletes. Was football, are you still as passionate about football? Do you still love football as much? Or have you felt, now that you've gotten older and kind of developed your own thoughts and opening up your mind, do you feel football for you has maybe been one of those things that you've been kind of pushed or forced or encouraged to always do, and you've gotten to a point now where you're like, okay, I love this, but I also want to do new shit. I want to expand, because I feel that's the dedicated athlete life is. Right. You start it when you're at a young age, and then that's all you know. And some people never get out of that.
Yeah.
And that's just all you know. You know, perfect example. I mean, he's an anomaly though, but you know, Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Yeah.
Like we went to high school together. I used to play the same football team as him. Like, but that kid has been
you can see it
doing it since he was like 3 years old, and obviously he's now a Detroit Lion.
Right.
But I feel like some people, especially the athlete mentality, get this. I don't know. It like can be almost resentment towards the game, or
as you get older.
Yeah, as you get older, because it's like all you've ever known, and I feel like a lot of people don't step out of it, and I feel like that's how you can get burnt out in whatever it is that you're doing. So, like, what was the thing that made you want to just expand into your personal passions, and especially the dance music type of scene and et cetera, after being an athlete like that?
Well, I mean, like to go back, I've been playing football since I was 4 years old.
Okay,
so like I started at a really young age, and it wasn't like my parents pushed me to do it. I had friends that were doing it, so I just wanted to play with my friends.
Totally.
And I started off with flag, and then I remember when I was about like 6 or 7 years old, my friend's parents asked me if I wanted to play tackle football, and that was like, you know, the next step
for
up.
sure.
And I was just like, yeah, man, like let's do it. Like I want to. My friends are doing it. I don't want to be left out.
Yeah, for sure.
So it was kind of always like I just enjoyed the game. I kind of always just enjoyed just watching it, being around it, the pads, like just
the atmosphere of it.
The atmosphere, the like just the grittiness, the toughness of it. I mean, I've always kind of fell in love with that. But as I've gotten older, I'm playing in Japan, football in Japan. And so once I was in Japan, it's a little bit different out there. So like, it's not like the NFL. It's not like you're practicing 5 days out the week and then you have a game on Sunday or whatever. You practice every other weekend. So you practice Saturday, Sunday, and then the following weekend you have a game, which is on Saturday or Sunday.
Okay.
And then after that, you have practice on Saturday or Sunday.
Gotcha.
And so Monday through Friday, I am completely open. I have like an open schedule. And so that's when I've been kind of like taking a bigger chance on music and just like deep diving into DJing and getting more trades and just learning different. I even started Blender. Like I was just like expanding my talents on different things I can get my hands on. So after Utah, I started to just make some more graphic design stuff for like friends and for myself. So I like learned Blender. I try to learn Blender, just making typography kind of fonts. I have like a couple pictures. I didn't show you, but
I didn't even know you were doing that.
No, I did it for about like 4 months. A lot of YouTube videos, a lot of do it yourself.
YouTube University.
That's the thing, bro. You really have no excuse to
Zero.
like.
I say that all the time.
Not
learn
something. Try something, not learn something. So that's why I'm not. Yeah. So I kind of did that for about 4 or 5 months to see where it took me, and then I got to Japan, and now I was doing DJing and stuff. So.
How'd you get to Japan? How did you go from Washington Huskies to Utah?
Yeah.
Because you played 4 years at Washington.
Yeah.
And then you went to Utah for what, 2 years?
I went to Utah for 1 year.
1 year. And then why Japan? Why?
So, I mean, I did the pro day.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Okay.
I went, talked to like 2 teams. I talked to the Chargers, talked to the Raiders after pro day. They were liking me, but when draft day came, I didn't get any calls. So after draft day, one of my teammates from Utah, his uncle was the GM of my football team in Japan right now. Currently.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So he kind of plugged me with him. I didn't even know Japan had a football team.
I didn't either, to be honest.
Yeah, so I was just like, you know what? Like, I'm in a situation right now where I can take that risk and just go overseas for a little bit and see if I like it, see if I don't. But it turned out to just be like the best thing for me, just to get out of America for a little bit. Yeah. And just to, see what's going on in different parts of the world.
Totally.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah. It was a shock at first, just with the language barrier.
Oh, yeah. I couldn't imagine.
Even at practice, I'm surrounded by people who are just speaking Japanese, like the coaches speaking Japanese, like players amongst themselves speaking Japanese, and I have one translator just following me around, and he's just trying to translate for me as much as he can. Bless his heart. His name's Rex. Shout out Rex.
Rex.
And so I mean, that's probably the biggest obstacle I had to get over is just the language barrier because it makes everything such a longer process.
For sure.
Like
to fit in, and I feel
yeah, dude, to fit in, to like explain to the coaches why we need to run certain coverages. And I just can't tell him like straight up like, yo, we need to do this, that.
Yeah.
Because he's looking at me. He's looking at me, be like, I don't know what you're saying. So I gotta be like, hey Rex, come over here. And then I tell him,
I need you to tell this fool what I'm trying to say.
Exactly. And that takes about like 4 minutes just to get across like what I'm trying to convey. And it takes like 4 or 5 minutes. But
damn,
I've really learned patience after that. Like just like my own patience, just, go at your own pace and like don't be in such a rush. Like just let things happen naturally.
Yeah.
And just kind of go with the flow.
Facts. Man, that's something I'm still struggling with, man. Like I was telling you again off camera, about last night about the fucking kick drum that I'm trying to find on this song. Like, and I was just like boiling it down to, and I always think it's funny whenever you get in that, in the headspace of feeling like you should be doing more, or you're putting we as humans just put so much pressure on ourselves.
Well, that's yeah.
So much pressure, dude. And to be able to disassociate from that pressure and realize that pressure is a privilege.
Yeah.
And that
facts. My coach taught me that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Coach Lake. Shout out Coach Lake. He explained that to us. Like there's so many, like just being at Washington and being a football player at Washington, like there's a lot of people that want to be in my shoes and would love to like learn the defense and would love to play for, a Rose Bowl.
Yeah.
But like the work it takes to get there is a lot. And so you kind of have to just like embrace it and just play your heart out because like being there is a privilege.
It is.
On the field.
I know. And that's, whether it's football or whether it's in your life, that concept is so crucial to understand at the highest you can. Try and understand it as hard as it is to forget it sometimes, And yeah, dude, I don't know. I've just been, dude, honestly, I've been so in my fucking head lately. I don't know what it's been. I'm always, preaching to you guys and talking to you guys and everyone and posting shit about, yada yada and this and stuff that I believe, and that I practice, but I'm human. We're human,
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. I just feel like at some certain points in life or along your journey, you just get in this headspace.
I think it's about what you said earlier. Like, it's about, like, always, like, pushing yourself. Like, because we as humans, like, always want to progress and, like, make the biggest and better thing. That's why a new iPhone comes out every 2 years. Like, we're always trying to progress and we're always trying to get better. But, like, there's a downside to that, whereas, like, we can get in our heads easily and feel like we need to do more. Even though, like, we're doing enough, we always feel like we need to do more. And so that's kind of, like, what pushed me to do, like, try different stuff, like, try Blender and, like, try to learn different trades and, push yourself to, learn more things because, like, at that moment, like, I was coming off my career at Utah and I felt like, like I had really no job yet and I was trying to figure things out. Like, okay, football season's done. Like, I don't have a job yet, but, like, I want to still try to be creative. So, like, maybe we should just – is it recording?
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe
we've been recording.
Okay.
Yeah, we're good.
It was just like a straight line, like a flat line. I'm like, fuck, what was I saying? But what was I saying? I was going on a tangent.
Yeah, you was. You was talking about fucking goddamn
it. Trying Blender, like.
Oh
okay.
yeah.
Just
we're talking about like the pressure of that we put on ourselves, and that's like what it inspired you to try Blender and these new things.
And just like DJing and making music because I felt like I just wasn't doing shit. I was kind of like getting a little bit depressed because it, like, just not feeling like I'm not doing enough made me feel like people are passing me and people are like, I was getting left behind. So like I was just trying to, do as much as I could. But like in reality, I mean, I got to go to Japan and I got to do this and that and go overseas at my own pace. So like it just kind of worked down the end. So like, I don't know, that's just God saying like, I'm going to provide for you. So don't worry about the now. I mean, worry about now, be present, but don't worry about like, don't worry so much about the future.
Yeah.
Like, don't like try to like control too much. I'm not in control.
Yeah.
God's in control. That was kind of a
I know.
tangent, but
Man, that's so funny. What you're talking about is hitting home right now. I really have been thinking about this like very frequently lately and very heavily, and just trying, because I like to think of myself as a very intellectually aware person, a very emotionally aware person, and I like to ask myself, like, okay, I'm feeling this way. Why am I feeling this way? Is there something that's going on in my career or just my environment? And I've been trying to like dissect it lately, and I really don't know. I really don't know what it is about this. Just kind of, I'm in and out of this stage of putting so much pressure on myself, and I have 9 tracks going on that I need to get finished, but get the do the podcast and all this and all these things that I'm doing that I am able to do and that I'm blessed enough to do, and that I'm able to provide and hopefully give inspiration to people, or whatever that people think that I provide to them. And I just feel that I'm not doing shit.
But you are, though.
I know, but that's I'm trying to get over that right now, and I don't know why I'm in it. And I feel like it's a very common mindset for people to get in, especially I feel athletes, or just anybody, whether it's in your job or what you do in your creative, is you sometimes feel like, man, I haven't done shit.
Do you set goals, like daily goals, or
well,
goals?
I have like a routine that I do, and I have like a checklist of these things that I know that I need to get done, and I'll do them. Or sometimes I'll do more, and then like by the time the day goes by and you're going to bed, you're like, you didn't do shit today.
Even though you did
I know.
Even though you're like crossing out, check.
I know.
And you see a whole list that's done, you still feel like, damn, I could have done more, or like I didn't do shit.
For sure, both. And I don't always feel that way. It's just been recently, and I've been trying to just figure out why I'm really feeling that way right now.
Maybe it's just a little bit. I'm not a therapist, but like maybe maybe a little bit of anxiety behind your projects that are coming up. I mean, but pressure is a privilege, bro.
It really is.
Like you're blessed enough to like have those things to do. Like
for sure,
you're bouncing from A to B, and you're working with creatives here and there. So like, I think that you should just like be grateful for that in a way.
It's perspective, and that's. I'm trying to get back to that, just realizing, shit doesn't always have to be this way every day, like it's not every day is going to be the most productive out of the world. You're going to make the best song. You're going to find the missing piece to your song, or your et cetera,
Because the world, bro, like, there's always ups and
it's
downs.
So frustrating.
It's a yin and yang thing. Yeah, I hear you, bro. It's a yin and yang thing. You just got to like, I don't know. Just know some days aren't going to be wins, and you might have to take the losses more than you have to take the wins sometimes. But like, just know it's going to get better. Yeah. And there's always like a hill to get over.
For sure.
For anybody like going through shit. I love the way we're starting off, bro. We're just getting deep.
Yeah. Well, dude, that's how I am on the show, and just like I'm really an open book as far as I really don't care. Like I'm trying to say how I feel and what I've been thinking, because. Like I was telling you, it's a genuine conversation. I didn't really intend for it to start this way. It was just, I was just like, fuck, man,
that's good,
some real shit right now.
Because so many people hide themselves and just like eat themselves from the inside.
For sure.
And I've just been thinking about that too. It's like, I don't want to be known as a person that hid himself. Like, I don't want to be known as a person that's like not to love. It's not fully loving. Like, but loving doesn't have to be like always like giving hugs or like always like kissing on your girlfriend. It could just be like, I love to talk about anime. I love to talk about TV shows, or I love when, an artist does this and that. I love when paintings are looking like this. Just like talking to people and expressing like why you love something, or like why that makes sense. That's just something I've known about myself lately. Like, I'm not afraid to just like elaborate on like the dumb shit sometimes, or like like just things that people don't really
talk about.
Yeah.
Mm.
If that makes sense.
I really like how you just reference the way of the loving aspect, and not like a physical or like emotional love per se, but it could just be loving of your passion, or loving what you love and being expressive about it, and whether that's positive or negative, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Just being able to be open and vulnerable.
Because it can be tough to do that,
man,
bro. It can be tough because
bro,
sometimes
it's hard as fuck to be that,
to be vulnerable, like to show the deepest parts of yourself. Like you might feel it in your music that you make and post. Like even, I have 2 songs that are out, and even me just posting those 2 songs,
the feeling.
I'm like, fuck, like people are gonna think this sucks.
Yeah,
but like you just have to deep down feel like, no, this is what I came up with. This is what I love. This is what I like. So I don't give a fuck what anybody else thinks,
dude.
But it's hard to think that way.
So,
you know, we're only human.
It's so hard not to think that way, and I think that's been part of it. Is, you go through the fluctuation of I'm making these tracks and that, and I love them, and it just like evokes this crazy emotion. And then you listen back to it the next day or a day later, and for some reason, and you're not in the same headspace that you were when you made it.
Mm-hmm.
And then you start thinking all the shit that I tell everybody always to not think, don't fear the judgment. You have to do it for you, which I do believe, and I really do. But again, we're human, and that side of our brain and our subconscious and the social voice, can come in and be, nobody's gonna like this.
Yeah,
it's trash.
But it's a choice.
It actually doesn't sound as good as you think. You shouldn't. You just keep it. Don't ever release it. And I think that just that aspect in the creative side of things trickles into your life in general, and just always feeling like, fuck, man. I feel like I should be doing more, and I feel like I'm not optimizing on this, and I think it's just the rushing aspect,
and that's also
that I'm trying to get a hold of. Is slowing the fuck down, and I think that's something that's super crucial for people to understand. And I feel like I'm not the only one that's in this headspace right now. Is just slow the fuck down, dude.
That's kind of what I learned in Asia. So like after my season in Japan, I went down to Bali, Indonesia. So I stayed in Bali for about a month, and just like the pace down there is just so much different than America. As far as like just how like just the traffic, like physical traffic, like cars and like scooters, like no one's really in a rush. There might be, but like I don't know. It seemed like people were just kind of living in the moment. Like I'm not like shitting on America, but like it seemed a little bit different. And
I'm sure, bro. Our society is the number one addiction in our society. It's not opioids. It's not alcohol or this. It's attention. We here in America specifically, especially in our generation, and with everything that we have, our biggest addiction is attention.
Well, I think too, because it's our culture. Like we're more of an individualistic culture. In like countries like in Asia are more collective societies. So like looking out for each other because they can connect to each other. Because also in America, there's so much different. There's a lot of different races. It's a boiling pot of
for sure
of everybody. So like we're not as connected culturally to each other. But like in countries like Indonesia or Thailand or Japan, like it's 98% people that live there are Japanese.
It's
so like,
that race.
It's that race.
Yeah,
so
totally.
People can like look out after each other in that way and like connect. I don't know, in that way. But like in America, it's more of like an individualistic society and more individualistic driven. So you're kind of doing stuff for yourself. At the end of the day,
it's a very selfish culture. We're a very selfish society where you have to be. It's a balance of being selfish because you have to put yourself per se first, and the things that you have to do, the things that you want to do, making sure you're healthy, you're happy, you're taken care of in your mind, in your physical, So in that aspect, I think you have to be selfish, but also learning to be selfless. And something that I say all the time is, I don't mean shit, but I have the intention to mean everything.
Okay. What does that mean?
Like, I'm aware that I don't mean anything per se to, I'm not famous. I'm not important. The world doesn't revolve around me.
Yeah.
I don't affect anybody's daily life in that way, when they wake up in the morning, etc. Like, in that way, I don't mean shit. Like, I'm not someone special.
I'm just Gage.
I'm just Gage. I'm just me. But I have the intentions to mean everything, to be this person, to inspire people, to help people, to move someone through sound, to change the way someone thinks by hearing, what we're talking about on an episode, etc. I just have the intention to mean so much in this life and just leave a legacy. And I think that's a cool mindset and thing and philosophy, I guess would be the word to think of. And I think that little philosophy quote there could help a lot of people in today's society. Like, understand that you don't mean shit. Like, you're not special. Because I just feel like so many people care too much about other people when they don't know if that's really how that other person is, or if their life really is the way that it is. Dude, I don't know. I get so fucking into this because it trips me out, and I'm just fascinated by it, and it affects me, and I know it affects other people, and it's the being able to filter.
But it's really a balance. I think. Like,
dude. See, dude, I'm telling you, go back and listen to any other episode. I haven't been in this headspace in a long time, and anybody who's listening,
I'm glad I'm here for it.
They'll know.
Glad I'm here for
they'll know. Like, okay, he's in somewhere right now,
But I think it's kind of like what David Goggins says. Like, in order to create that his new self that he is right now, he had to create a new monster. Like, in order to lose, I think it was like 200 pounds that he lost.
Yeah,
and,
something crazy.
The fittest guy in the world. Like, he had to create a new personality. And so, for me, in order to like get over my own like insecurities about making music and posting it, I had to create a new like person who just didn't like give a fuck about what other people thought. Like, I like making techno music, I like making house music, and whoever doesn't like my music, I don't really care. Yeah. So I'm just gonna post it. But like, it's a balance because I'm only human. I'm gonna care sometimes.
Yeah,
like,
exactly. Totally.
It's just like jumping in and out of characters.
Yeah.
We all have different characters inside of us.
Yeah.
And some different characters might show out. Some weekends, like, we go out, have fun, have a party, and then like we're a different character during the week. So like, I mean, that's, I don't know.
It's a balance.
It
really is. I feel you. I want to ask you a question too. This might be a little deep, but because I was talking about this with I had a session the other day with two of my good artist homies, and we went out to get canes afterwards, and then was sitting in the street talking, and my boy Andrew said this, and he said, and I'm really curious if any of you guys feel this way or have or in this headspace at all. You're doing anything that you're doing, you're playing football in Japan, you're doing this, you're working on big projects, you're the healthiest you've ever been, you're making more money or whatever it is, but I feel like there's something missing. And I am not quite sure what it is. And that's how I've been feeling lately. I feel like something is missing to take me to this new level, this new monster, and it was, he said that. I didn't even say that. He was telling me, like, I'm doing all this. I wake up in the morning, I work on music, I do some content, I do what I tell myself I'm going to do, pretty much every day, but then I find myself watching TV or wasting time or doing this. And he's like, I don't know what it is, but I feel like something is missing in my life right now. And I was like, dude, that's so crazy that you say that, because I was talking to myself last night about that. Like, I feel like something is missing in my life, whether it's maybe like a new level of discipline, a new level of self-commitment to something.
Mm-hmm.
I've been searching for what it is, and it's not, tripping me out too much, but what I've been thinking is I want to do 75 hard.
Okay. Yeah, where it's like you're working out for 75 days a week, not drinking, not smoking,
Yes, and
just discipline. Okay.
correct.
Okay.
And I feel something along those lines is going to give me that new level in the way, because sometimes I find myself where I tell myself I'm going to do things, I'm going to make etc. pieces of content, or do X amount of sets in the gym, or whatever it is, like micro habits that I tell myself I'm going to do, and then sometimes I don't always do them.
Okay.
And I feel like maybe it's a lack of commitment to myself that I'm lacking. And I know it's so funny because I'm like one of the most disciplined people that a lot of people know in that aspect.
Mm-hmm.
But to me, I'm like, there's something that's untapped that I need to get to.
So going back, you think the 75 hard will get you to a place of discipline, or
I'm already disciplined. I'm very disciplined in how I live my life.
mm-hmm.
But I just think it could add
what?
a layer.
A layer of what?
Mental fortitude.
Okay. I don't know what fortitude means.
Like, and add a layer of mental fortitude to, in a sense, my daily, progression, my daily striving for personal excellence and for just being who I say I am all the time. Mm-hmm. And I think doing something like that for 75 days where you're working out 2 days or 2 times a day, you're on a diet, you're drinking a gallon of water a day, you're reading. I don't read. Mm-hmm. I haven't read a book since high school.
Can I recommend you a book?
Please, because that's something that, you know what I'm saying? Just how you said that, and how I'm telling you I don't read.
Mm-hmm. But like reading or not reading is not going to make you a better person.
No, I know.
You know what I'm saying?
I know what you mean. I really do. But to me, it feels like there's something missing. I don't know if you've ever felt that way or if you've...
Well, I can relate as far as...
Yeah, or relate to that in any way.
Relate as far as like... So at Washington and Utah, we won Pac-12 championships. So it was my sophomore year at Washington. We won the 2018 championship against Utah. And that whole season, I was like, bro, like when we win this championship, like it's about to be parties when we get back. It's gonna be this, it's gonna be that, like setting expectations. But then once we won, bro, like that day after, it just felt like the same day. It felt like, okay, well, I still need to go to class. I still need to wake up. I still need to go to practice.
Yeah.
So I think we just we put expectations on things that we shouldn't. But like I don't know. You should put expectations, but at the same time, like you shouldn't make everything like bigger than what it could seem.
What do you mean by that? Like make everything bigger than what it seems?
Like I don't know. Not putting too much expectations on everything. Because like either like say you're going to go into a 75 hard. Like I don't know. I guess just that. Like don't make expectations. Just kind of live in the moment, cuz that 75-day hard is going to the process is what you're looking forward to. The process is what is going to make you that's going to start you to get to that better disciplined mind or get to that better higher self you want to be. It's the process that is what matters the most.
Yeah, totally. No, I agree, and I think living in the moment and just being accepting of where your journey is at and the time that it's taking. I think being just aware of that and being grateful for that is really crucial. And I think that's partially something that I've been struggling with lately, is thinking that I wish it would go faster. I wish more things would happen more often. I wish more people would support or listen to my music or like realize, like what I'm trying to do. But, and I hate, I hate being in that mindset because I'm really never in it. And that's why I'm like being open about it right now, because I think that's the best way for me to like deal with it and just put it out there for everybody is, like that's, I feel part of where I am right now. And just the constant reminder of, you tell everybody this to not do these things.
And then you fall
and
into
then
that
I
trap.
fall into it.
It's like you fall into your own kind of booby trap that you set.
For sure. And that's frustrating to me. And I get it, we're human. And kind of back to the 75 hard aspect is, I just feel I'm at a place right now where I need a personal elevation.
Mm-hmm.
And
how does that look?
I think for me, that personal elevation just looks like, I think if I can be better committed to myself in my mind and what I say I'm going to do, and sticking to a script per se for X amount of days, there is no compromise. There is no this. I do that 90% of the time in my day. There was a lot of times, really, like I usually give myself one day out of the week to do something fun, kind of, whether it's Saturday or Sunday, we go out or do anything. And I know,
day?
Yeah, I know. No, I
one
know.
Day of fun.
Well, I have fun doing what I'm doing all the time, but it's per se, going out or doing something like. So that's what I'm saying. I live very disciplined in that way, but
I don't know. I think that's where I like. Well, I'm a Christian, right? So
yeah.
I mean, I believe in Jesus, and I believe like He's our Lord and Savior. But I mean, not but. So I'm saying like following Judas. Do you know Judah Smith?
Juju?
Judah Smith.
Oh, Judah Smith.
Judah Smith is the lead pastor of Church Home. So Church Home is in Seattle. I think started in Seattle, Kirkland, but I love him. He's my favorite pastor right now. But he kind of talks about this too, where, I mean, as a society, we get so wrapped up in, I need to do this and I need to do that and I need to set goals and I need to do that. But like, we're just humans. And so you just kind of like have to take it day by day, and you just kind of have to like, just take it, be in the present and just take it day by day. Not every day is going to be the greatest. Not every day is going to be the worst. So I don't know.
Accumulating the small wins, and it's like something that I need to get better at, and probably a lot of you guys who feel maybe a similar way, is I need to get better at accepting that sometimes not doing as much is okay.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah. Not trying to go to the gym, come home, work on music, mix, make content, plan the week, all these things like that I try and do. And then I tell myself, like, you have to do this every day or else you're falling behind, because then someone else is doing it and they're going to beat you. And then they're going to get to where you want to be faster because they're working harder than you.
I think that's also like the ego talking to you.
For sure. For sure. Absolutely. And I'm trying to knock that.
It's a big monster. It's not
Fucking
the littlest guy.
Hell it is.
So, yeah. I mean, so I believe God has, my life planned out already. So whatever He has accomplished for me, whatever is in His plans has already been set. So I can, go to all the coffee meetups I can like write all the goals. I can, work out every day. I can, drink water every day, read tens and thousands of books. But like, that isn't going to get me in the presence of God. That's not what's going to get me to heaven. That's not what's going to make me successful. What's going to make me successful is just like
being fulfilled
with God's grace, with God's love.
Yeah.
To get theological in here.
Yeah. No,
but that's how I look at things. That's how I try to look at things.
Yeah. And that might be something that I'm missing. Could be. I went to a Lutheran school from preschool to my sophomore year of high school.
Yeah, how was that transition?
I've been in it, I've been around that my whole life. My whole fucking life I've been around it. The transition between like going to a private, Christian school to public school.
Yeah.
It was crazy. It's different, For me, why I transitioned was I was getting a lot of shit at Olu. I just wasn't really in a good place, like mentally, and who I was. Who do you really know who you are at 17,
Bro, that's
16?
The thing.
But
I look back at videos, and it's the cringiest videos of me like doing some weird shit.
Yeah.
I'm like, ugh, that's not me.
That's
anymore.
not me.
No.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But that transition, it was very eye opening in the sense where you go to public school, no one gives a fuck. That's really like what it boils down to, No one's telling you got to go to class. Teachers ain't really, trying to, water your seed of the growth of your knowledge and shit and and teaching you values and life lessons. And it's very much you're in control. If you want to graduate, it's on you, which I liked, because the only thing I didn't like about being in the the private school system is everything is so this is what you have to do, this is what you have to think, this is what you should believe. And I think I just got tired of that aspect of things, of just being in this one environment for so long, since I was in preschool. It's all I had ever known.
And it's such a small
environment. Exactly. It's so niche and it's such a bubble. And I was like, man, I feel like I need to go out and try something new and experience something else in that aspect, especially in the school environment. But I always say it was the best transition I could have ever made for me in understanding more real world, to where the aspect, okay, it's really on you if you want to be here, if you don't want to be here, if you want your diploma, you got to show up, et cetera, et cetera. You can get away with a lot more things. But there's aspects to it that I wish sometimes didn't happen in the environment per se. Obviously, I met my best friends there. They live with me now. I've met my amazing people, lifelong friends there who I've been lucky enough that we share that kind of similar mindset and just click. I'm sure you have those, but I don't know. Maybe that's.
I have a kind of a, I don't know, different. I came up different. So I went to public school my whole life, and then when I got to Olu, that was like my first private school I ever went to.
Shit! So
it's
it
like
was
the opposite.
Yeah. We had an opposite. Okay.
Yeah. So like I
was gonna ask you that. I was gonna say what was your childhood like?
Like I grew up. I didn't really grow up Christian either. Like my mom grew up Catholic, so she kind of like had a resentment towards Catholicism and like a little bit of Christianity.
Yeah.
She still does, rightfully so. But it wasn't always like I was like going to church and like kind of being instituted in that way. I just, raised by a single mother. I would just, go to church sometimes, but mostly like go to school, go to Boys and Girls Club, go home, homework, just regular life.
Yeah, just the usual per se.
So when I got to Olu, it felt a little bit more, I don't want to say fake, but it felt more like, I can't.
Pre-planned.
I don't know. It was a good school, bro. I thought it was a good school. But it felt just a little bit more, I don't know, like Christian.
Yeah.
Nice.
I get. Yeah.
I don't know how to describe it, bro.
I get what you're saying, though.
It was a good time. like I never had theology classes. I never had chapel. So like it was really cool to be in that environment where it was like I was able to do that at school.
Mhm.
Like usually like at public schools, there's none of that. There's like
No,
no worship,
not at all.
There's no praise and prayer. There's no theology classes where you're like we learned about like Judaism. We learned about like different type of denominations like Muslim in theology. So like it kind of opened my mind to learning about those cultures and those religions in that way. So like it was a good time for me.
Yeah. What was your life like after high school?
So after,
on a personal, not in a sense sport.
Mm,
Leaving that environment.
well, I kind of stuck with going to church after that.
Okay.
Well, it wasn't church; it was chapel, because in being a football player, you're surrounded by only football players all day, every day.
Totally.
Before the games, we would have chapel before the games at our hotel. So like I didn't go to church. It was just like chapel with the group of guys that on the team would go to chapel. It was like 10 people, 5 to 10 people that would go, maybe 15. So I was kind of I stayed in my faith in that way, but like I mean I had a girlfriend after high school, so I was like doing long distance, and that was hard.
That's always difficult.
That was difficult. So I was kind of doing that. I mean, I didn't really know who I was yet. There's a lot of pressure, with transitioning to college, and then you have new friends, you have a new environment, you're on your own. So like when I first got to Washington, bro, like I cried because I felt so far away. Like I remember like the day my mom left after to drop me off at college, like I was like, fuck, like reality started to set in, like, damn, like I'm on my own now. Like at 17, I was 17 at the time. And that was like pretty tough. But, and then over there, it's like rainy all the time. It's like overcast, bro. It's like vampire type of vibes.
For real.
And I'm coming
the
from
weather
SoCal.
be depressing as fuck up there.
Depressing, dog. Depressing. Like the first year, man, I was like, fuck this place. Like I'm trying to leave.
Where's my palm trees and sunny skies?
But the thing is, like, you got to appreciate the sun more. Like, everybody in the environment, like, when the sun came out, it's a good day because, like, the sun's out. Like, you got to just feel warm. Like, it was just, like, it came out, it seemed like every Saturday or Sunday, like, once a week.
Yeah.
And so, like, it made me appreciate the sun more and, like, kind of, like, humbled me in that way. But, like, that was for, like, 4 years. But, I mean, mentally where I was, I don't know. I got introduced to music at freshman year of college. My boy Keith, he went to Servite.
Torres?
No.
Oh. I was like, what?
My boy Keith Taylor. He plays with the Panthers now. So he also makes music too.
Oh, dope.
Really good beats. He needs to release them very soon because he has talent. But he introduced me to just like garage band.
Oh,
so
shit.
like I was
where everyone gets started.
Yeah, it's
where everybody gets started.
So I was doing that. We shared the same dorm, so like it was good to have that creative mind around.
Yeah.
And so we would just go back and forth. And so he got me into making beats, and I did that. Didn't release any music. It was just more of a hobby, more of like for fun type stuff. But yeah, if I could do it over again, I would probably stick to more like making music.
Yeah.
And just taking more chances of like on myself, like going to different, because it seemed like my friends were judgmental about music or like what I liked, what it didn't like, or what people liked, what they didn't like, what was like considered cool at the time. So I was pressured in that way to hide certain sides of myself that wouldn't be socially accepted in my little inner circle. So now that I'm 24 years old, like I don't really care about that anymore. It's like, it kind of sounds like a little bit sad because it took me this long to feel that way. But
no, honestly, I think you're ahead of most people.
Yeah.
In that aspect of things.
Because I don't know. That's if I have kids one day, that's what I'm telling them. Like, who cares what what other people think. As cliche as it sounds,
I know.
who cares what other people think? But going back to it, like we're only human. You can only be in that mindset for so long, or you gratefully can.
Yeah.
But I guess I don't know. My mindset was good. I wasn't really like suicidal. I was more of
No.
I was more of like just depressed sometimes with the weather, but like I mean I was surrounded by my friends. I was surrounded by a good group of teammates that we all hung around.
You were blessed by your environment. Your environment was very.
And yeah, if you have like-minded people around you,
It's a blessing.
it's a blessing, bro.
It really is, dude. And
Bro, I almost didn't go to I almost didn't go to Washington just based off one unofficial visit or official visit. Dude, I got so high on my official visit, dog. Like, I almost like I didn't say a word the whole night. I got so high. Like, have you been so high? Like, you're just like in your own thoughts, like in a trance, in a hole.
100%.
And I'm surrounded by dudes like that are just like, like the best on the field. Like, I was just overthinking shit.
Totally.
And I was like, bro, I'm never coming here again. I'm never coming to school.
Don't ever bring me to Washington
Don't
ever again.
bring me here. And like, I felt, but I went and it was a good time.
Funny. That's mad funny. So, I want to get your opinion on this. We're so fucking segueing and bouncing back and forth. I love it though. But I heard something the other day, and I feel this made a lot of sense to me, and this is why I want to bring it up, and I want to get your opinion on it. Kind of just like with the whole theme of what we've been talking about, but I heard something where we need to take time to celebrate our accomplishments.
Yes.
And it doesn't have to be a celebration, a week-long bender, whatever. But whenever you do something that's an accomplishment, whether you set out to do something or you release something or whatever it is, that's an accomplishment of yours in your craft. We need to take time to acknowledge it, to accept and celebrate ourselves for a day or whatever it is. Because if we don't celebrate it and we just zoom past the fact that we've made an accomplishment, we've hit a mark, and we skate past that fact, and then if we do that, we get into the mindset that I feel like I'm at right now, where I haven't done shit. I'm not doing shit. Because I don't know when the last time maybe I took something or took time to celebrate something that was an accomplishment that I've made or that I've done, whether it's in my career or personal. Mm-hmm. I feel like I've just been skating
skate past it. Like,
yeah,
all right, it doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't matter. Cool, done.
But
boom.
even though it was like a big accomplishment, like you fucking got so much amount of X dollars, or you did this, you did that. Yeah. You're just like, okay, next thing. Like, that can be people could, I guess I can see how that can happen. Yeah. Because like you can be so caught up in just like work mode and just like, all right, I gotta do this now. This is next. But like you have to take the time to just soak in, okay, I actually did this. Wow. Yeah. Take a step back and just say, yo, like that took me how long to do? Okay, that's really cool. And it looked like this? Like, damn. Wow. Okay. Or because if you're not going to celebrate yourself, who else is? And then that's where you kind of like can fall into the trap of seeking validation from outside.
I like that a lot. I think that's a genius connection. I really do.
Because then like you hear some people say, oh, bro, that's dope. And then you might have not have thought about how dope it was, but like now that they think it's dope, oh yeah, it actually was dope. And now you're like, you fall into this trap of like
always seeking outside affirmation.
Always seeking outside information. Like even though you might not intentionally, you're not intentionally doing that, it could happen.
Oh, I love that.
So like always try to like celebrate yourself as much as you can, bro. Like be your biggest fan. Yeah. Be your biggest fan, because like if you're not doing it for yourself, like I wouldn't want to do it for anybody else if I'm not, doing it for myself first. Yeah. Hopefully. Yeah.
You can see like my brain clicking right now. That just made a lot of sense to me. The way that you said that. That made a lot of sense. Because I feel like I have been in a position where I've been
Cause like, bro, I'm walking
searching
in here,
more outside affirmation
I'm
lately.
walking in here, I'm looking at this like, damn, bro, Gage, like you made it. Like this studio is sick. This house is sick. Have you like you have to have taken in just this space and be like, damn, bro. Have you? I mean, have you?
Maybe,
I hope you have.
Maybe not as much as I should or have, you know? And that's something I just, man, really what you said really hit me. I really feel that, like, and just the whole concept of you know, taking time to celebrate your wins and your accomplishments, because if you don't celebrate yourself, who's going to celebrate you? And if you don't, you know, give yourself a pat on the back for what you've done, then you're searching for that pat on the back from somebody else that really doesn't matter. Mm-hmm. And then you get in this trap.
Because they didn't do it.
Because they didn't, exactly. They
don't know the work that you put in. They might have seen you a couple times.
But they have no idea.
Going into the studio, coming out of the studio, but like they weren't there.
Yeah, facts.
They might have been if you're working with them, collabing.
Yeah.
Then you guys can share it together. But
I feel like that connects so much though in the athlete life too, though.
Yeah,
man,
I fell into that trap.
Yeah, I could only imagine. I mean, I was only an athlete until I got hurt, but yeah, I especially I feel like at that level, that could be that's a common trap. I feel like
when I started in the Rose Bowl, my sophomore year, like I felt like I looked up to that game for so long, my whole life. And once I got there, it was kind of like for some reason.
All right, we're here.
Yeah, we're here. We got to play a game. But then.
Oh, I fucking feel you, bro.
I was like.
Oh, my God. I never played in a Rose Bowl, but. Oh, yeah. I know what you're saying.
And so. Shit. And my mom, like, after the game, she's like, dude, like, you played in the Rose Bowl. It was so sick. Like, you had, like, so many tackles, this and that. And I was just kind of like, yeah, okay. Yeah, I did.
What's next?
But like I don't know if that's just my personality or if like that's something I think I need to work on, but I have fell into that trap. But like now looking back at it, like I see how like it was such a blessing, like just to like even like have my name on that field forever. But we didn't win that game. And like there's gonna be other games played, obviously. So just like taking the time to like acknowledge your milestones that you achieve.
Yeah.
It's
important
to your health, mental health, especially.
I really do agree. Sorry, guys, I had to pee real quick. And while I was peeing, we got into the topic and we had to talk about it, about the existential crisis that you have nightly, that you think about what happens when you die.
Or just the thought about forever.
Yes, the thought about forever, that we as humans have no fucking concept of what forever means. Everything that we know in our life, that we ever have known or that we ever will know, will come to an end. So what does it mean to not end?
Or never have started but always be.
Oh, fuck.
I don't know. Like, just imagine, bro, if you died right now.
What happens? Where do you...
You just, like, okay, you're dead one day, and then you're dead 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, and it keeps going.
100
forever,
years, 200
forever,
years.
And ever. Like, that makes me want to curl up in a ball and just sob my eyes out.
Why does it,
sob,
bro? Anytime I am high before bed,
oh, you're digging yourself a grave, right,
brother.
there,
I lay down and I'm like getting ready to turn on TV, and then boom,
yeah.
It just my brain just goes, "What happens? I'm gonna die one day. Like, I'm gonna die, and I'm just not gonna be here anymore." ever.
Dude, and then you're talking about being high, and then like you just get out on the paranoia
Oh my
behind that.
God.
And then like you're like, oh, bro, but what if nobody loves me? Bro, what if I was a dick? Bro, what if I was like an asshole to this person? They're never gonna. Yeah,
Dude,
I can fall into that trap easily,
badly.
but I try to stay away from it.
It's an absolutely existential crisis every night. Not every night, but most nights when I'm high, and I have to like get myself out of that because I was oh.
I don't know. It started. I thought of that when I was like, bro, like probably like 10 years old, maybe like 12 years old. Just like a young little fella, just thinking about eternity.
Yeah.
And I like, that's one of my deepest fears. Like people be like, what are you scared of? Mostly scared of? I'm like, I'm scared of forever. Like just the thought of forever scares me. Because I mean, we have no capacity for it. We have no capacity of what it means. Which I think we might in our lifetime. Bro, if Elon came out with the chip, which he will do, that goes into your brain and you can talk to animals, would you rather talk to animals or would you rather talk to any person, any language in the world?
Ooh.
Like you can talk to a cow, you can talk to cats, you can talk to an ant, you can talk to a gecko, you can talk to, different
anything.
Animals. Or would you rather talk to like any language, any person in the world? And you can go back in time, actually. You can like get a time machine and you can go back to like.
I would have to choose language.
Okay.
I would have to.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people in history that I would very much enjoy to have a conversation with.
Dude, who would you talk to?
Like number one, who would I talk to?
Yeah, if you can have like a time machine and you could talk to any language, who would you talk to? Like, would you talk to? I don't know who I'd talk to actually.
I feel like it would be like, honestly, no. You know what I really want to know? I want to talk to. I would just want to go back to ancient Egypt, and I want to know how the fuck they built the pyramids. Number one. Yeah. If I could go back to any point in history, it would be to when the pyramids are being built. I want to know if all the conspiracy theories about alien technology and all this crazy shit that they found, that it's like they had to have had machines and cutting tools. Everything is so precise. Everything's to a 200th of a millimeter, like accurate.
Yeah.
Like how did they do that?
Okay.
I would love to know that. I would absolutely love to know that. I'm so fascinated by that. That and what the fuck is going on in Antarctica?
What's going on in Antarctica?
You've never heard like all the conspiracy? You know what? No human is allowed to go to Antarctica.
Is that real?
Yeah, it's completely unauthorized.
You can't even fly over it?
No, it's restricted airspace.
Why? Do they know why? I mean, do they say why?
Yeah, well, there's like conspiracies, and there's actually more than conspiracies. Like, there's a couple military bases in Antarctica, and there's this whole that's where Hollow Earth is. Yeah. That's where the portal to, lost cities are, and there's an actual, alien civilization and all this shit. That's why like nobody's allowed to go there.
Yeah.
And there's so much shit about it. I've gone down the rabbit hole so many times about it, and it trips me the fuck out.
I think I saw a video about like the Nazis were there.
Yes.
Like after World War II, so they marched down there, and like they had a base down there, so it's a Nazi base, and they also went to Argentina. Dude, I think it was Argentina, somewhere in South America. So it's like they split up and went to Antarctica and went to Argentina.
Dude, there's so many questions that I would love to know. But would like, I?
Imagine if you knew everything in the world. Like, would you be more happy or more depressed? I think I'd be more depressed. If
Probably.
You knew everything. Like all the atrocities that mankind has done, all the good that we have done, but like also like the unknowns,
all the crazy shit,
all the crazy stuff, man, all the crazy shit. There can be some deep shit in there. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think I would want to know. I think it's better to not know.
I think some things are better left unknown. For the sake of human sanity.
Yeah, dude.
For the sake of human sanity.
I want to know about like these UFO encounterings though. So like,
bro, I literally got an alien tattoo on me.
I saw that.
Yes, sir.
I saw that. How many tattoos do you have?
I have like most of my forearm.
Yeah, what's AA4?
That's the gym I used to work at.
No way.
Yeah, me and all my coworkers. It was like we went down to Newport one night, and we had a little bit too much to drink, and one of my buddies was like, "No, let's get 884 tattoos."
884.
I was like, "Fuck it!" So we all got fucking tattoos
That's cool,
of
though.
the gym number, dude.
I want a matching tat with somebody.
Yeah, no, it was pretty
How many
dope.
people got it?
Me, Johnny, Caleb, Tyler, and Kyle. So 5.
In the same place?
No, one got it like on his foot, one got his ankle, one got like above his elbow. I just put mine right here because like it fit into my little tattoo sleeve idea shit I got going on here. So
Yeah.
I did that. But yeah, that's the story of that tattoo.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, everyone thinks I'm joking. I'm like, no, that's exactly how it happened.
That's how it should.
Had too much to drink. One of the boys was like, let's get tattoos. Fuck it.
And they were open late, this tattoo
Yeah,
shop?
it was in Newport on like a Saturday night. There's this one
Okay.
tattoo parlor that's like down a little alleyway that was open till like 2. So we're just like, fuck it, let's do it. All just ran in.
884.
Yeah, 884. We're like, fuck it.
I mean, like,
Let's get the name, get the club number tattooed on us forever.
it's small enough
Yeah.
where you can, like, hide it sometimes. But,
It's-
like, it's still cool.
yeah, it's cool.
It's a story that's behind
Yeah,
it.
it's a story.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I love it.
That's what I'm saying.
What were you going to ask me?
Oh, yeah. No, I was going to ask you before we got on the existential forever crisis and talking about ancient Egypt. But I wanted to ask you because it's like the final question that I ask everybody on every episode, and it's the one life advice question. So if you were to meet someone in the street or someone was to come up to you and ask you a piece of life advice, something that they're looking for or something that you would tell them that's helped you, whether it's a quote, something that you practice in your daily life, or just anything that you could give to someone as a piece of life advice.
See, like...
And it's a loaded question. It's a hard question.
It's a hard question because I know after this podcast, I'm going to be like, I should have said this.
Yeah, totally.
And, like, there's so many things, like, I could say. But there's one good thing that I just heard. It's the man who thinks he knows he knows nothing at all. The man who thinks he knows he knows nothing at all. So it's like the person who's, like, yapping the most, the person who's, like, seems like, they're the most intelligent, they know the most. Maybe they don't. And we all don't. I don't know anything at all. I just be. And so, I don't know if that's life advice, but that's a quote I would give him.
Yeah.
I want to do one more. I would tell somebody, man.
I know it's a loaded question. It really is.
What's gotten me the most fulfillment? Like, at the end of the day, nothing. It's a yin and yang question. Like, really, nothing matters.
But also everything matters.
Yeah, to
a certain extent.
Nothing matters at all. Like, no one's really looking at you. No one's really, like, paying close attention to you. Like, no one's really like, oh, did Gage post today? Did Brandon post today?
Yeah.
Did he do this? Did he do that? No one's doing that. So, like, just take that into consideration and just do you. Do what you want to do. Like, love who you want to love. Like what you want to like. Listen to what you want to listen to. Like, go on your own path. And just, like, this life is tough. But you just have to keep going. That's all I'd say, man.
Just have to keep going.
I know I'm gonna come after you at this podcast
And be like,
I'm like, I got something more to
yeah,
say.
I got another one. Yeah,
But no, that's what I'm thinking right now.
No, I like that.
What would you say?
Ooh. No one's ever flipped the script on me.
Motherfucker, what would you say?
Yeah, what the fuck would you say? Ooh. That is such a hard question. Fuck.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like, it's a little Martian, and he got here to Earth today. He's like,
yeah, give me one.
what is this? Why do you guys do this? What should I do? He's just talking like that, but, like, intellectually.
I would probably have to say so many things I could say, but something that I've realized and come to terms with is be able to unpack your own baggage.
Okay, be able to unpack
your own baggage.
Your own baggage.
Everybody has baggage. Everybody has stuff that holds them, that weighs on them, that they may not be actively thinking about on a daily basis, but subconsciously they might be, and it might be affecting how they work in relationships, how they love, how they treat their friends and the people they care about. And it's baggage. It's by experiences or things that we've gone through, traumas, or it could be anything. And I think it's crucial to be able to analyze and unpack your own baggage and dissect why the baggage you have is the baggage you have, and how to accept it and use it as a positive to then move forward and grow.
It sounds like there's some therapy in that. It sounds like a skill too.
Yeah, I for sure think it's a skill.
Yeah.
I think emotional intelligence and that concept of being able to unpack your own baggage is a skill. I don't think it's something that people are born with. I think it is absolutely something that you have to acquire. It's something. It's a badge. Yeah. It's a notch in your belt that you get to add to your emotional intelligence, human growth board. You know, however you want to say that. That would probably be my one piece of life advice if I had to give someone.
That's good, because it allows them to
think.
See their thoughts objectively too. Like, oh, this came from this situation. I'm thinking I'm anxious because maybe this happened in my life, or I'm thinking negatively because I'm thinking I'm in a thought loop about negative thoughts. You know,
exactly.
You can detach yourself from your thoughts. And I think that's where meditation comes in too.
For sure. I've been doing a little bit more of that, trying to,
that's
whether
good.
It's aromatherapy or I take some time in the shower, because I've been taking cold showers every morning, and just to sit and try and center. And it's helped. And dude, to be honest, I can't even lie to you. This podcast has helped me so much. I feel so much better about shit right now.
Bro, I love it.
Yeah. And that's also another thing. This is... everybody out there, especially all my fucking boys, all my men out there, you know?
Yeah.
Bro, it's okay to have conversation with your boys or with, other men. It's crucial, bro. Because I feel there's an aspect of when you're talking about certain shit with another dude, there's a certain level of connection and a mental capacity that they understand where you're coming from more than, a woman does, even though a woman can add. They're just so different. They add
different nuances and different
nuances. Correct. But, sometimes, a lot of times we feel like we can't open up to them about that certain thing because we have to keep this type of persona or anything. And I feel like that's especially the way it is with dudes. My God, we always got to be, oh, yeah, he's hard.
Stay hard.
Stay hard. He's trying to be gangster. He trying to be this, all that, yo. It's okay to, this is how I'm feeling. Are you feeling this way? Where you at? I've been here in this mental, let me spill the beans. And whether I'm just sitting here and spilling shit, sometimes you just need to spill.
Yeah. I think there's strength in that too, more than holding down your emotions.
For sure.
There's a strength in
it's
being
a skill.
able to be vulnerable, I
think it's a skill too.
Yeah. It's just working at it. This podcast is going to help you do that.
Yeah, for sure.
And just talking to people,
That's what
not
it is.
being afraid to go up to whoever at a bar or at a park or at the gym. Just open your horizons to anybody.
That's it, bro.
Because we're all here to just connect with each other.
That's what I'm saying. We're all living the same human experience. Everybody's experience is just a bit different, but we all have a lot more in common than we think.
Because we don't know what we're doing. I don't know what I'm doing with trying to promote my music,
or right?
DJing or football, Japan. It's my first time doing it, so I think you have to cut grace with that too. Give yourself, it's okay. If you're not working right now because you need rest because you've never done this before. It's just this experience.
Yeah, I agree, man. I agree so heavily, bro. Well, I'm gonna ask you the final fucking question. It's the 7-on-7 song of the day.
Okay.
So has there been a song? Could be an EP, could be an album, could be any song that you've been jamming, that you've been bumping lately.
Dude, I got a couple. Can I give 3?
Yeah.
All right.
What's BMAC been bumping lately?
Man,
What's been in the rotation? I feel like nobody even does anybody even call you BMAC anymore?
A little bit.
Yeah. I feel
I don't
like
really care.
I feel like that's such like an OG nickname for you. I literally that's like anytime I'm like, oh, that's BMAC.
Hey, I'll take it, bro. I don't have no problem with it.
That's crazy.
All right, man.
That's crazy.
So I've been listening to like a lot of like Berlin, East Germany type like techno.
Okay.
So Brutalism 3000.
Okay.
What's it called? I start Romantica.
Okay.
It's like 150 BPM.
Okay, it's fast.
It's a tempo. It's a fast tempo. Then you have Peggy Goo.
Yeah, Peggy Goo.
I Go.
Okay.
I Go.
Peggy Go is fire, dude. She makes some bangers.
That's more of like melodic house. And then we have what, bro? I want to get something out there. Ooh, Boy Harsher.
Boy Harsher.
LA. Or you have Fate, Come Closer. Boy Harsher is, I think they're from LA, but like they make more of like 80s goth punk synthesizer, synthwave like music.
Yeah.
But it's more like gothy. And
Got you.
Like, dun dun dun. Like it's like the bass notes are like on every 16th note. So it's like dun 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 dun.
Oh,
dun,
gotcha,
dun.
gotcha.
It's
like rolling basses.
Yeah, rolling basses. I'll show you after, but like
dope.
Those three.
That's
rotation,
the most.
Rotation. Boy Harsher, Peggy Goo. What else I say? Brutalism 3000.
Gotcha.
If you're into some like techno, EDM, house music, just like
anything
melodic, yeah, that's what I'm into right now.
Hell yeah.
I'm trying to go to like.
I'm dope. You're diving into it.
Yeah,
like really diving into it.
Yeah, I'm diving into it, but like, I mean, it's okay.
Yeah.
I'm also listening to like rap too. It's not like that's my favorite genre, but like, I listen to everything: country, rap.
Yeah.
What else? No. Whatever.
I know. That's how I am. I listen to everything, bro.
Yeah.
Anything and everything.
You know, just it gets me like grounded in some way. I don't know. You. It's therapeutic.
Big time. Feel you.
Yeah, I'm also a Gemini too, and I think a Libra and like my moon. Whatever is like, I find comfort in the darkness and like wonders of reality. Like I like what's it called? Like weird shit, I guess.
I like weird shit too, but I'm a Virgo.
Virgo? Okay. Yeah, I'm Gemini sun and like Aquarius ascendant. That's all I know.
I have no idea what the fuck I am. All I know is I'm a Virgo.
Bro, you got to get a co-star.
Yeah.
You have a co-star? You get to like connect with other people.
Oh, what the fuck?
And you can like see if you guys are like compatible or not through the app. Oh, some girl put me on.
That's definitely some girl shit.
Yeah,
yeah, it's definitely some girl shit.
I know, but
for facts.
It's cool, man.
Damn. Hell yeah. Well, my boy, dude, it's been way too fucking long since I've seen you. Literally, I was a child last time I saw you. You was a child last time I saw you.
Now we're grown men.
I know. Crazy. You got facial hair and shit.
You had facial hair in high school.
Yeah, I did, though. Yeah. I did. I ain't even gonna lie. I did. I totally did.
Like sophomore.
Yeah, bro. I had like a fucking chin strap and shit.
Bro, like, what are you mixed with? How does that come in?
I'm Spanish and Irish are my main, and then I have Scandinavian and Native American in me as well.
Okay.
Those are like my four mains.
Okay, I'm getting the beard is coming with the.
My ancestors are Vikings.
Vikings. Okay, it could be that.
Like Nordic, like Iceland, super Nordic blood. I have.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's tough.
So, Viking shit.
Have you been out there?
No, Iceland? I haven't, but it's a goal. I want to go out there very badly.
Beautiful.
Looks gorgeous, bro. Beautiful. I want to go so bad. So bad.
You see like the Northern Lights.
Going to Alaska in August, and it's like supposed to be in August is when you see the Northern Lights.
Oh, really?
Oh, bro, it's
in
been
the summertime.
Yeah,
that's like summertime.
Mm-hmm. It's been literally a bucket list of mine my entire life. I was like, before I die, I have to see the Northern Lights. Yeah. I have to.
Bro,
I have to.
Bro. I'm probably gonna see videos, but like,
yeah, I'm a dude.
Sick.
I'm extremely excited for it.
Yes.
Extremely excited.
Yes, and that it's like it's light, right?
It's light
every day.
Yeah. It's light like 18 hours out of the day.
Okay.
So,
damn.
You only get a couple hours of nighttime. It's crazy.
That's dope.
Yeah, no, it's dope. It's dope as fuck. I've never been to Alaska. I'm super excited to go catch fish and shit.
Yeah. You fish?
Hell yeah.
Bass, catfish.
No,
what?
Salmon out there.
Oh, salmon. That's right.
Like big ass fucking salmon, halibut, big fish, big ocean fish.
Big fuckers.
For sure.
Yes, sir.
Well, dude, my boy, thank you so much for coming on the show. This was a great episode. I feel like I really needed this, to be honest. I hope people who are listening too, you got something out of this and connect and because like we said the whole episode, we all human. We all go through this shit. It's important that you talk about it and that you embrace it and that you're aware of it. But
yes.
B-Mac,
I appreciate you, brother.
Dude, I appreciate you for real.
Thank you for having me on this
Dude,
podcast.
Anytime. For real, my boy. I
Love
appreciate you so much, dog. But yeah, that's going to do it for episode fucking 19. We will be back here Friday for episode 20. But in the meantime, I hope you guys have a phenomenal week, a great weekend. We'll see you guys soon.